For help now, we're digging deeper into some new research that says some women stages of breast cancer can skip chemotherapy.
We first told you about this story on Monday, and this morning, FOX4 medical reporter Marilyn McCain is joining us with how they can tell who needs chemo and who doesn't. Good morning, Marilyn.
Good morning. This study looked at women who had a test called MammaPrint. It can show whether a woman is at high or low risk of the cancer recurring. If it's low, you may avoid chemo. One prominent Kansas Cityan is glad she had the test. The mammogram last December showed one spot. Further testing showed there were really two. Then a biopsy told Bridget Williams those spots were cancer.
My thought was, I'm in for a rough ride. I'm going to have chemo. I'm going to lose all my hair.
Only she didn't. The deputy director of the Heavy Constructors Association and chair of the Kansas City Economic Development Corporation developed a treatment plan with Dr. Tim Pluard of St. Luke's Cancer Institute. They got help from a test called MammaPrint. A sample of the tumor was sent to a lab,
where they look at 70 genes within that tumor and are able to categorize that into either a low risk or a high risk.
MammaPrint showed Bridget's cancer was low risk for recurrence. She chose to have only a lumpectomy and radiation, no chemo.
If you don't have to, why would you? Why would you put those types of chemicals and things in your body?
A new study included thousands of women who had a high risk of recurrence based on clinical features, but low risk based on MammaPrint results. Some received chemo, some did not. After 5 years, 94.4% of the women who didn't have chemo had no recurrence, compared to 95.9% of those who did.
It says that for many women, that there's likely not to be a benefit from chemotherapy.
Researchers say close to 50% of women with early-stage breast cancers that appear to be high-risk clinically would avoid chemo. Dr. Pluard says it comes down to the patient's comfort level. Bridget has no regrets.
I have to keep telling myself it's only been 8 months.
She says avoiding chemo meant a much quicker recovery and return to work. The study is in the New England Journal of Medicine. Dr. Pluard cautions that the study only followed women for 5 years. It'll be important to see how those who had chemo and those who didn't compare at 10 years out.
So interesting how close it is.
Yeah.
By avoiding chemo, can women avoid other issues as far as that go along with that?
Well, certainly. You're avoiding the hair loss, the fatigue, the nausea, but there are also some other issues that can come with chemotherapy, such as heart damage, nerve damage. They're not common, but they can happen.
Right.
And so something to think about, certainly.
Yeah, great info. Marilyn, thank you.